Season's greetings and happy Thickmas to you all. Yep, it's come to the stage and that where the 2019 season is now fully kicking off, thank God. And Thickmas is in a couple of days' time, so to make sure that I've actually got through this, here's the first part to my reaction video. So 22 songs are up for the Thickmas selection, which starts Thursday. I'm calling it Thickmas, but let's be real, it's Festivali Këngës, and I hope I said that right. I've been watching it for a couple of years and I don't know if I still say it right or wrong. First up we have... How on earth do you say that? Aurel... Is that Thalemi or something? I don't know. With his song Teduati. I'm not sure how you say these things, so I'm rubbish at Albanian, so please do forgive me on this. But I will give it a go. Is this starting off as a piano ballad? The intro's awfully long. It's quite gentle and his voice sounds rather good, and it sounds like it sort of builds up quite nicely. Ooh, I love that instrumental. I like that, that's nice. Yeah, that's a really good start. I mean, it's a ballad and it starts off as a gentle ballad, but it sort of builds up. And that instrumental is absolutely beautiful. I'd love to see this live in a few days' time, and that, especially with the orchestra, because that's going to sound really good. And even without the orchestra, it could still work. So yeah, I think it's safe to say I'm a fair fan of this. And that's so yeah, good solid start. I'm impressed. So I'm gonna carry on. So song 2 up in this playlist that I'm looking at is Dylan Reka. I think that's how you say his name. And his song is called Karma. So let's have a look. Why does he sound a little bit like Donny Montel? Okay, maybe not quite Donny Montel in style, but still. Dance tune from the 2000s much? I'm thinking it's kind of something that might have worked around, what, 14 years ago maybe? But not for 2018. I mean, don't get me wrong, on track, his voice sounds like really good, but it's not, I don't have any concerns with the vocal department. It's more the song in general. I just think that the song is actually quite dated, and realistically, I just can't see this working at Eurovision, to be honest. So third up in this list we have Clinty Kolaku. Is that how you say it? With the song Mi Jetta or Yetta. I'm not really sure how you say that last bit, so maybe I was right the first time. But okay, let's go for it. Is this another piano ballad? Okay, it's got a nice build up so far. Okay, yeah. I can get on board with this one. Oh, that was it? Oh, okay. I was waiting for something else, but okay, that was a very sudden ending. I'm trying to think. It's still a fair, good, solid, emotive type of ballad. It's probably not as interesting to me as the first one was, but it's definitely better than the second song I heard. Um, I think it would probably sound a lot better live. So up until then, I can't really say too much, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays out come in a few days' time. So 4 songs in, and this fourth song is by Lorella Sedini. Is that how you say it? With the song "Vet Me." Look, as I said, I'm rubbish at Albanian, so this is like a learning scope for me. But either way, let's have a listen. Okay, so it's quite acoustic driven. Voice is quite good. It's actually really good. However, it's giving me that same sort of impression of what Albania usually do. Sort of female fronted ballad. Okay, that took on a very different turn. That went from ballad to sort of upbeat pop. That was really unexpected. I mean, I like where it went to the end because it was kind of dragging on and then suddenly, oh, that was rather unexpected. I didn't see that coming. So that was quite, that was a nice surprise. But to me, I just feel like, well, why did they decide to do that? It sort of changed, like the contrast is so big that it sort of goes from like an acoustic driven, almost emotive ballad straight into some sort of upbeat, modernish type pop song. And I'm just thinking, well, does that actually work? Or is it just there for the sake of it? But it's nice. It's not something I'd listen to like casually, but it's nice. But again, I'm just thinking, would it work? I mean, it might, it may not, I don't know, but it's not bad. I just don't think it's not great. Okay, so I had a bit of a short break in between because I had to do stuff. So carrying on with this reaction video, I'm turning to the 5th song in this playlist, which is by, I think it's a duet actually, by Marco Strasnieri and Imbolo. And the song is called Layla. I like the traditional sounds of it. I like how it's starting to build up. I like the instrumental, but part of me thinks the mixing sounds a little bit off. Okay. I mean, it had a very sort of abrupt ending, and I don't think it sort of closed off in the way it could have done. But 2 concerns I have about this. One is that as much as I do like the traditional sounds, and I think that's kind of different, part of me thinks that the mixing is kind of off. Like, I'm not sure if it's like a recorder or some form of woodwind instrument, but it just doesn't seem like it doesn't sound right. Something about it doesn't fit in and sort of blend in with the rest of the instrumentation. And maybe that's not necessarily their fault, it's just something about that just doesn't seem to fit. And then the other thing I'm thinking of is that the voices, the voices are pretty good, but I just don't know if on track, if they work together, it doesn't really harmonise. all that well, and I feel as if they're trying to sing over one another, and I just don't think that kind of works. But the song also tends to drag on a bit. It starts off really nice and it's kind of listenable, but it kind of drags on, and there's nothing there that really that moment where you just kind of like, yeah, I can get into this. Yeah, I can see this is going to do well, and I still think this could, if it was chosen, I still think it could very well be a non-qualifier on the principle that it does tend to lag. So song 6 of this group belongs to Alona Islamaj with the song, here we go, this is going to be a mouthful, ne, what is that, Kete Bote Kalamtara? It was an attempt. I tried. Anyone think that sounds like REM's Everybody Hurts to begin with? Okay, so it's already given me some form of classic rock vibe, which makes sense because her voice suits it. Yeah, the only thing is there's nothing grabbing my attention. Come on, give me something. Well, that was nothing. Okay, I don't want to sound too harsh, but it wasn't going anywhere. There was nothing there that was like pulling my attention in and going, look, you really need to listen to this song. This is amazing. Because it wasn't. I mean, at the end of the day, and that I want to listen to something and go, right, yeah, I get it. Or if it's not sort of instant in your face, then I want to hear something that goes like layer upon layer and pulls you in, and that not something that sort of plods along and there's nothing really there that strikes you. But yeah, I think it also sounds a bit dated, and when I mean a bit, I mean quite considerably. I wouldn't really know where to place it, but it sounds like at least a couple of decades old. That it probably would have done better maybe in the early 90s, but come on, we're in 2018. This isn't going to work. This ain't going to cut it. This would definitely be a non-qualifier, and even if that, it'd be lucky if it didn't like reach sort of bottom 5. I mean, it all depends on what everybody else sends, but no way, no chance. And unless they can really pull it off live, then it's just, for me, it's not going anywhere. Could I say it's the worst I've heard so far? Maybe. So I'm at song 7. This one up, the artist is Kelly, and the song is called Amen. What is that? Nijan? Okay, it starts off with a piano, a bit like a couple of others so far. Ooh, I love that voice. That is definitely a leading of a rock band voice. It's listenable. I'll give you that. I do like the classic rock vibe that's going on though. I think this is also going to be a song that will be properly delivered. I mean, it's promising, but again, it's another one of those songs that seem quite middle of the road. It's nothing bad, but it's not spectacular at the same time. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just maybe not competitive enough for 2019. But again, I talk about that, and we don't even have a song yet that's been confirmed. But there's something there that's not gonna. To me, it's nice. It's kind of like filler music, but I like it. It's like if it came on in a shuffle playlist, I wouldn't skip it. But for the actual representation of the country when it comes to next year, I don't think this would be the best choice. Okay, so moving quickly on, because I don't think I've got a lot of time left to finish recording this first part. Moving on to song 8, we have another duo. This time we've got Artemis Mithi, I think I said that right, and Febi how do you say that, Shirti or something? No idea. And their song is called Dua Te Bezo. Again, I'm trying my best. Does every Albanian song have to start with a piano intro? Okay, this is very different from what I expect from Albania. It's kind of repetitive. It's like, it's different, but it's rather repetitive. But this is a song that could kind of pull in the crowd and sounds more of a single. Okay, well, they could say if they were picked, they could easily chop that down. And I mean, really, I don't see how it's over 3 minutes long for something that's quite repetitive. And to be honest, it started out rather promising. And I thought, okay, yep, this is totally different. I'm on board with this. But then after about a minute and a bit in, I was just thinking, it's the same thing. It's just, they're just repeating the same thing over and over again. And I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm switched off now. It started well, and then it's just kind of like, and it never really went anywhere. Thank you for letting me down. But no, really, it probably sounds more like a single, and yeah, I'm glad it sounds different from everything else I've heard so far. But again, it has this trend of not really going anywhere. And it seems to be, at the moment, there seems to be a lot of middle of the road songs, and I just need something that stands out, that goes, yeah, okay, yeah, this could do it. Because at the moment, I'm not really getting that. So come on, Albania, please, give me some. So mostly through the songs in this part now, and I'm on to song 9, which is by Allah Band. Is it Allah? Allah? I'm not really sure, but it's them. And their song is The Shuria Duk Miafton. I think that's how you say it. Okay, yeah, okay, I can get into this. Very upbeat, it's very catchy, that draws you in instantly. Anyone got Cousin Vostra vibes from Greece 2013? No, wait. It kind of reminds me of, I think it was Serbia, 2009. Yeah, it's fun for a while and then it sort of gets almost annoying. It kind of starts off really well and then it just got sort of lags after. I think it stands out. That's a good thing, because a lot of the songs haven't stood out to me, but immediately you're sort of hooked into it, and I think that's a really good thing, because it's instant in your face, and I think that gets people in the sort of the mood. But the problem is that unlike, say, Greece 2013, where it keeps that continuum, where you're constantly, you know, captivated by it and you want to keep listening to it, so far into this song, it kind of gets a little bit, I don't want to say dull, but it gets a little bit annoying and a bit repetitive, and you're just kind of like, okay, kick your head now. But other than that, it stands out. It's kind of fun. It's different from what I'd usually hear from Albania, so that's a good sign. A bit like the previous song, it's different, and therefore it stands out, and therefore that's quite good. So at the moment, these two are kind of doing well, in my case. So yeah, hoping the last two are okay as well. So unfortunately I wanted to do this in two parts with 11 songs in each, but unfortunately due to events I'm not going to be able to listen to songs 10 and 11 until the next time I record, which might be tomorrow afternoon now. So I'm going to have to draw this one to a close. There's been a couple of standouts in this, which is good. But I think a lot of the songs so far have been quite middle of the road, which doesn't sound promising, but it's not like Albania is completely doomed, because they're not. So I'm hoping in the second part we do see some more things. So honestly I will get round to doing everything else, it's just give me a little bit of time. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon for part 2. And it's got to be soon because that it comes on Thursday. Bye!